geeks, losers, and anyone else who struggles to connect and speak clearly, confidently in English. By the end of this video, I will give you my top tips for speaking fluent and clear English to not only get your point across at work uh, and do so effectively, but also how about flirting? How about being charismatic? I know my audience, well, especially my students, would love to be more charismatic. For example, have you had a conversation with a 7, 8, 6? Okay, I don't want to go any lower, but you get the idea. When it actually happens, you might freeze up or stutter or not say anything at all, which is a missed opportunity, of course, to maybe date up, date out of your league, as we like to say in American English. But my name is Lee, Teacher Lee, Pro Teacher Lee, and I've been to about 25 countries, mostly in South America, because I studied there for a semester in college and had a great time, met amazingly beautiful women, some friends, got to see South America, and it was a great experience. So, why am I telling you this? Well, I know a thing or two about talking to women, and it comes with practice, but I can also give you my top tips, which is the point of this video today. Also, it's a way for me to improve my speaking. As you know, teacher learns the most, or at least should be constantly trying to improve. So that's what I'm doing with this video. So this will be a little bit of a longer one. So if you're already bored, click away. No worries. But I would say if you aren't able to be the charismatic guy or gal at the party, if you are not able to carry on a conversation with a new client or even a colleague, ask him or her about their weekend or plans for Tet holiday. If you're not able to do that smoothly in English, you should listen to this video. In Vietnamese, in your native language, of course, that's very important as well. However, rich people speak English. So that's what I'm getting at. And that's why I'm teaching you my top speaking tips to become fluent, confident, respected as a professional in your industry. Maybe it's IT, maybe it's you're a lawyer, maybe it's construction, maybe you're a big banker. I don't know. It does not matter because communication is everything when it comes down to it. Okay, and of course you need the technical skills, but you would not be in the current position that you're in if you didn't have the technical skills. So what we need to do is take those technical skills and build on a charismatic, confident communicator. Okay, so that's my job today. Let's dive right in with tip number 1. Start with a compliment. Break the ice with a compliment. So many times opportunities are missed, even in my very classroom, because I have different levels of English speakers. So I might have a student's immediate boss or big boss even taking the same class from myself because maybe they're more interested in leadership training, but it's all English at the end of the day. So in that way, you could be taking advantage of class time to practice your small talk with your boss at English class. I mean, what better opportunity is there than that? So keep that in mind. Now, start with a compliment. The important 2 things to remember here are it needs to be specific, right? So the opposite of specific is what? Generic. Okay, so I might tell my wife "Oh, hey, babe, you look nice today." And she said, "Thank you." Okay, that's normal, but we're married. That is not the the pressure situation that I'm talking about when you are breaking the ice for the first time. So if you said that, it would be too generic. If you said you look nice, so that's why number one, you need to be specific with your compliment to start the conversation or to break the ice. Very important. So number two is it needs to be genuine. Okay, so pick something about their physical appearance because if you don't know them, that's really all you have to go by, and make it specific and genuine. So, in other words, honest. So, you're not going to want to say something like, "Oh my gosh, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Are you a celebrity?" That is, it comes off way over the top. It's not genuine, and it's not really even specific because if you say you're hot, okay, what what is it the eyes? Is it the hair? Is it the lips? Is it the ass? Right? So even that is not a good example of either one. So let's think about this in a different example. So let's say it's a guy. I'm a guy, and we are at the office building. Okay, so we're just passing in the hallways. Maybe there's a coffee shop there or something, and I see him, and I want to start a conversation. Maybe because I'm feeling friendly, I want to practice my English, or I've seen him around a couple times, and I want to network. So I want to meet him to see if maybe we can help each other out professionally. Okay, and this is what you should be doing, by the way, guys. Okay, so maybe I say, "Hey, excuse me, I like your shirt. That's a cool shirt, man." And then that's it. Okay, instantly the awkwardness, right? The ice in the situation, like, oh, who's gonna say something first? I've seen him before. He's seen me. This might be awkward. Is gone, and the defenses melt because he knows you come in peace. But even better than peace, you're being friendly. You're starting it off on a genuine, specific compliment. Okay, so compliment is when, of course, when you say something nice about a person. All right, so in this case, physical, because that's all you know if it's the first time. All right, so compliments are key, right? And then just keep it going from there, which leads me perfectly into my second tip, which is KIG King. KIG King. So, what is this besides sounding pretty cool and gangster? Well, this one, my student actually made a pretty sweet card for this. Oh, I don't have it here, but it is keep it going, king. So be the king of keeping it going. All right. So conversations, I hear it all the time here in Vietnam, where I've been teaching as a business English teacher for about 6 years now. And what happens is, "Hello, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." "And you?" Right. So I'm exaggerating, of course, from the high school. That's what they're trained, right? Like dogs to do. Just, "I'm fine, thank you." "And you?" Okay, which it's better than nothing. You should respond with something. But of course, when we become young professionals, we want to make a name for ourselves. We want to be remembered, right? Everything's about sales. Even life is about sales because you're selling yourself in a job interview. Okay, so we really want to be able to keep it going after even the compliment or after, "Hello, how's it going?" "Oh, I'm good." "How about you?" Okay, that's tip number 3. How about you? How about you? All right, so you don't need to say how about. You can if you want, but just more smooth. How about you? A little bit up with the you, right? So this is a kind of a cop out, right? It's a get out of it's an easy. It's perfect for all you lazy coders out there. All right. So how about you? You should have that memorized every time. You can't think of something else. Should at least have the bare minimum. How about you? So how's it going? I'm pretty good. How about you? I'm I'm fine. Thank you. This is when you should memorize. I would say at least three, but better if it's five. Kind of conversational starters, right? These aren't icebreakers because it's kind of technically it's the second thing that you'll say in this conversation. But I'll give you good examples, and these are real examples. I'm not pulling these out of my ass or from a textbook that no one actually reads or uses in the real world. So my top few would be something like, any plans for the weekend? Any plans for the weekend? Right. Well, today is Monday, so uh, in this case, you might say, "So, what project are you working on?" Or, "What's your job?" Or, "What do you do for a living?" Okay. Don't be afraid to ask this question. It might sound a little bit boring, but it's certainly better than awkward silence. And networking has to start with something, right? So you're not going to discover if you might be able to work with this person or network with this person if you don't know their profession. So don't be afraid to ask, what's your job? What do you do? Right? What do you do for a living? And then whatever they say, if you're interested, be interested. And that leads me to my fourth. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's review our couple tips here. So starting with number one, which was start with a compliment. So compliments kill. Compliments kill awkwardness. They kill it. Okay. After a compliment, it's like everyone takes a breath, and now we can have a chat, knowing that I'm able to at least uh, start this conversation with a specific and genuine compliment. Okay. A little bonus tip for you guys out there that maybe you're nervous, maybe you're shy, maybe you're kind of a dork in high school. That's fine. The thing about communication is you can always improve it, just like I'm doing right now with this video. So no cuts, no no editing with this video. One take, and listen back, see what I can improve on, and please feel free to comment some feedback as well. So what you need to do if you're one of these less confident guys I'm talking about, a lot of them are in IT, right? So you need to think about a woman, not just a woman, but like your crush, your dream chick. So think about what you would say to her the first time you met her. Okay, so this gets you in the right frame of mind. So we're not just, doing a role play in class where it's the stakes are low and whatever. You're basically just talking. But if you really frame it as meeting the woman of your dreams or the sexiest chick you've seen recently, now we can start to get some highly effective practice done. So you might practice saying your line, your icebreaker. So it could be, your hair is so pretty. I'm late. What's your name? Okay, that kind of basic, but once again, specific, hair, and genuine. I was honest. I'm not making it up. Like if if someone I had a student once. We were doing an activity, breaking the ice, just like this, practicing with a partner, and the one guy was pretty jacked. He's fit, clearly goes to the gym, and pretty good looking guy. So after my advice, specific and genuine compliment, the his partner, he was out of shape, you know, not so good looking, gave him the compliment of saying, "Hey, you look fit. Do you go to the gym?" I was like, "Oh, perfect, nailed it." And then they had a conversation, and it's just a great example of what I'm talking about. But then they changed, of course. Okay, let's reverse, and now the other, right? So the gym guy has to break the ice, start the conversation. So just switch it up. And what happened? What did he use? The same exact line or compliment. He said, "Oh, yeah, you look pretty good. Do you go to the gym?" So which one did he fail at of our two requirements of a good compliment? Yeah, of course. It's not genuine. He was clearly like out of shape, a little bit fat. But this just goes to show, guys, when you don't practice it, it's clear to the person you're trying to make a good first impression on. So I heard that, and I had to. I think I let them go on a little bit, but I was like, really? Like, I mean, you don't you don't need to be rude to be genuine about things. So instead, he picked something related to work. So I think he said something like, "I've seen you around the office recently. Are you into mobile development?" Okay, that's not a compliment, but what did he say? Yes, it was his shirt. Yes, it was his T-shirt. Yes, he said, "Hey, man, I like your T-shirt. It's a good style. It looks good on you." Something like that, right? I like your T-shirt, and instantly, right? Awkwardness gone. Then he responded with, "Really? This is my favorite T-shirt. My mom got it for me a few weeks ago, actually, when we were traveling in Dalat." Okay, and then they had a nice little conversation about their different styles. So once again, a great way to jump into a conversation, especially for networking. All right. So number two, keep it going, king. Right. So after the initial icebreaker, we want to have, I would say, at least 3 to 5 memorize, guys. I don't mean memorize like written on a you know note card somewhere in your backpack that you never open or look at. I mean memorized, like you could not forget it if you tried. Okay, so who remembers the one that I gave you earlier, the example? Any plans for the weekend? Okay, that's a good one to memorize. Any plans for the weekend? Or how about, what project are you working on? Okay, or honestly, this is kind of a cop out, but what's new with work? All right, what's new? Easy, but also easy to remember. What else? Let me give you one more. Um, how about, these are very situational too. Keep that in mind. So you really want to use the situation to guide the topic. Okay, especially for starting, for breaking the ice. So, for example, if you're at a restaurant and you're waiting in line to order, you might say, "Hey, excuse me, you look like you've been here before. Could you recommend something? What do you like on the menu, or what do you like to eat here, or how's the food here even, or um, yeah, what's the best thing on the menu? Could you tell me? Do you have an insider secret?" Right. So I'm using the situation to break the ice. Another thing might be a coffee shop, Arabica, a Robusto. Right. I clearly know nothing about coffee, even though my wife's a coffee trader. But you get the idea. So ask something, because if they're in the coffee shop, they clearly drink coffee. So you might say something like, "What's your favorite country for coffee?" right? Or have you ever drinking coffee? Have you ever drank coffee in a different country? Do you think Vietnamese has the best coffee? Okay, I'm spitballing here, but you get the idea, right? Okay, that was number two. Number three is, what was number three? Number three is, hello, how's it going? I'm good. How about you? Oh, not bad. Just practicing my vocabulary for my English class that I have coming up. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Your English is pretty good. What are you learning about currently? Oh, we're doing past tense and technical vocabulary for IT. Okay, so like, what did you do yesterday in the daily stand up meeting, right? So we really want to be able to remember, how about you? How about you? Get that burned in your brain, because there's nothing worse than, and it happens to me all the time, but I'm teaching this stuff, so I can take it. But I'll say that. I'll say, so, how's it going? Oh, pretty good. Awkward silence, of course. But remember, guys, how about you? Okay. So if you do this, at the bare minimum, you show some efforts. You show that you are curious. You show that you are wondering. Okay. So let's go with this one for the next one. ABC, always be curious, right? We want to show an interest. We want to ask a follow up question. All right. So an example of this might be, oh yeah, we just let's say we got back from Tet holiday. Oh, so hey, how was your holiday? Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, what did you do? Where did you go? Who did you see? And this one, guys, I'll kind of, and I want to switch over to a slightly different topic, but let me give you this nugget for keeping the conversation going and follow up questions, right? So highs and lows, highs and lows. And this is a good one to use for vacation or a weekend or Tet holiday. So, hey, hey, man, how's it going? Oh, good. We just got back from Tet holiday. We went to Da Nang. Oh, cool, man. I love Da Nang. Give me your highs and lows of that trip. Okay, so highs, right? So best part, worst part. Okay, so this is really great for conversation, networking, small talk, because it's easy to remember and it's more interesting, and you get to know the person on a better level because you asked a slightly different, more intriguing question. So it actually makes them think, hmm, right? So you get a much better response than just, how was your holiday, right? They say something like, oh, it was good. Yep, pretty good. Ate a lot of food, drank a lot of beer. Okay. I mean, if they want it to be that surface level, that's one thing. But I challenge you to, don't settle for basic. Don't settle for average, right? Don't be afraid to be yourself. Be curious about others. Be unique, but most importantly, be you. So I will end it there. I do want to add one more thing on to the video, which is this. I am going to do another video, which is breaking down a video that's titled How to Communicate Like a King and be the most interesting or persuasive or charismatic person in the room. Okay, so this was a really fantastic video, YouTube video, and I'll link it below. But he talks for about 20 minutes and just kind of showing off his ability to speak without filler words, and just kind of keeping it going with information, with helping you. Same thing I did here today, actually. But I want to give this guy a shot. I saw the video. I was quite impressed, and he's got a lot of personality. So check it out. And then also, please go ahead and like this video if you got some value, and subscribe to the channel, Pro Teachar, Char, right? Because my name is Charlie, Pro Teachar Lee. So subscribe, like, but most importantly, share with a colleague, friend, family member, neighbor, uncle, grandma, dog that you think would benefit from some communication, English, and overall just relationship type advice, tips, and practice. So I challenge you, another challenge to end on. Record yourself. You don't have to post it. Definitely not. Maybe you don't want to post it the first time. Maybe you do. Either way, record yourself. Everyone's got a phone on their camera. Everyone's got a camera handy. So just challenge yourself. Maybe the first time you do 5 minutes. See how long you can go with minimal right? So talk about a topic that fascinates you, that you're passionate about. So that the topic doesn't matter too much, but what we do want to do is focus on one thing. So you record yourself for, let's say, 5 minutes, watch it, pick one thing. Maybe it's vocabulary, maybe it's pronunciation, maybe it's final sounds, maybe it's nonverbal, maybe it's your body language, maybe it's the volume of your voice. Okay, but whatever it is, pick one thing and then double it. Do a 10-minute video, all right? Then 15, then 20. See how long you can go, but remember, just pick one thing to improve on. Because if you don't pick one thing, if you pick 5 things, then you end up picking nothing. Okay, and you end up improving nothing. And we don't want that. We want no excuses, just results. Let's go. All right, guys. So thanks a lot. Appreciate the followers, the reviewers, and catch you in the next one. Peace.